How are you?
Wow.
Nice
Right
to
on
meet you.
time. Nice to meet you. How's your day going?
So far, so good.
Did you get some sleep?
I did, yes. So everything is great.
Oh gosh. Well, it's funny. I don't even recognize you.
I don't think. Have I met you before?
I don't think so. I guess I've never
It's a
been
good thing
pulled
to not
over.
be recognized, right? Sometimes you like to go under the radar.
That's right.
So.
Well, cool. You just finished work?
No. I'm going on to work tonight.
Oh,
so.
that's it.
So I
Do you
work
like
this
working
weekend.
nights?
Yes.
Why?
I just like I think the calls are a little bit better at night, and it's more busy sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm more of a night owl. I don't really sleep well at night, so it's better that I sleep during the day.
Where are you from originally?
The Berkshires in Western Mass.
Yep.
So right in North Adams.
Oh yeah.
So
that's
way
quite
out
a town,
there. Yes.
isn't it?
Yes. It's kind of gone downhill in the past couple years.
Yeah, I know. But it's been doing that for a while.
Yeah,
right?
a lot of the
Was
areas.
in manufacturing town, long time
Correct,
ago,
yep.
right? Textiles and all
It's
that
a real
good
artsy
stuff.
community. I mean,
I
there's
heard that.
Mass Mocha Museum. They have a lot of strange
Is your
things in
family
there.
still there?
Yes. I grew up actually in Florida, Massachusetts. And my parents bought a house in North Adams, which is not very far away. So
Okay.
I have 2 siblings that live in the area. 3 siblings that live in the area, actually. They all do. So both my brothers and my sister live there.
So you're the only one away?
Yes.
Pretty much?
Yes.
But I bet they love coming to visit you, right?
Yes, they do. They should come out more, but
They're mountain people.
yes,
Right.
very much so.
So, when did you realize you wanted to be a police officer? How old were you?
I was in high school. My best friend's father runs the police department in North Adams.
Oh.
And I don't have any immediate family members or anything in law enforcement. But it's just always been something that's interested me. And I'm not really sure why, but I'd say since high school.
Did she end up being a cop?
No, she didn't. No, she has 2 other sisters, and none of them became police officers. So,
Is she still a good friend of yours?
yes, very much so.
Do you have a lot of friends that aren't police officers?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that different for women than it is for men?
I'd have to say it's different for out here, just because it's kind of secluded.
Right.
I did work part-time for the North Adams Police Department before I came.
Oh, you did?
I worked 2 summers out here, and in between those 2 summers I worked with North Adams. So out here it's a little secluded, so more of my friends tend to be the people that I work with.
Yeah.
But whereas the place I grew up, obviously I knew more people, and all my friends from high school and in elementary school. So it was easier to have more friends outside of work there.
Was it tough making the adjustment to Nantucket?
I'd never even heard.
We're like a fishbowl here, right, for police.
Yes. I'd never been out here before, so it was. I first came out here in 2009. It was my senior year of college, and I worked as a summer special out here, and that's the first time I came out.
So that's good. I wanted to ask you about that
Yes.
too. So you started that way.
I started.
And was the chief totally impressed with you? Is that why he offered you the job?
Well, so I didn't get hired at the end of that summer, so I went back to North Adams. I went through the Reserve Academy, and I got on with North Adams Police Department, and I worked there for about a year, and then they weren't really hiring full time, and that's obviously one of my goals at that time. So I was still in contact with some of the guys that worked out here who I knew through college and everything, and so they said, you should come back out, they're going to be hiring full time. So I came back out in 2011, and I've been here since. So generally, yes, they do hire from the pool of summer officers that they have. So you do a good job and they like what you do, then you have a good shot at it. So so here I am today.
And where do you want to be in 5 years?
I would still like to be here.
Do you have good housing?
Yes, that is the tough part. I mean,
do all the police officers have good housing now?
I wouldn't say good housing. No, some of them could.
They have to find it themselves.
Yes.
though? The town doesn't supply
Correct.
it, right? Okay.
Correct.
That must be difficult then.
Very much, especially now, and it's getting worse. I'm sure, as you know, as the years go on, it's getting much harder
But
to
I
find
would think
housing.
that being a police officer would give you you have a little bit more opportunity because people really appreciate what you do.
I would think it'd be, if I was a landlord, I would like to have a police officer as
Wouldn't
my
that
tenant.
be nice? You better believe it.
So I think my landlord is appreciative of that.
So you'd like to stay here? It's
Yes.
even though it's a small town.
Yes.
And we have the seasons. It's busy now, but it's quiet in the off season, right?
It is quiet, but I think that the year-round population has definitely grown since I've been here. So it's not too quiet. I mean, we definitely have our fair share of nights where it's been, it is busy in the slow season. But I like that change from maybe not as busy to the summertime where it, triples in numbers out here.
Well, being a police officer is a very tough job.
It is.
Do you think it's as tough as you thought it was going to be, or is it? What did you? How have you thought it's progressed as far as that goes?
I think that over the years, it's definitely become harder. I'm sure, watching the media and things like that, it's easier to see, but I think it's definitely become harder. But
what kind of person? How would you describe the kind of person that wants to be a police officer?
You have to kind of have discretion. If you're like a black and white person, I don't think this job is really for you. You kind of have to have thick skin. There's some people that you deal with that sometimes aren't very pleasant. So you have to.
Did you have to learn that though, or did you?
I think that's kind of been my personality. So the first call you go on that you have that interaction that maybe isn't so well, it's kind of like a little shock. But then you get over it, and it's just you can't take what people say to you to heart. It's just it's part of the job, so you have to kind of just deal with it.
You have to be. I read an article recently that said you have to be a priest, a lawyer, an enforcer. You have to be compassionate, and you're only as good as you were the night before or the day before. You're constantly judging yourself.
Always.
And then the things that you have to see sometimes. I mean, how does that affect you? And how do you deal with all of that?
There's definitely been some calls that you go on that stick with you.
For instance?
Suicides.
Yeah.
Seeing dead bodies. Those aren't always pleasant, obviously. So I guess talking about it, with your coworkers, sometimes family or friends don't understand it as well as a coworker.
Right.
So it's easier to talk to them than maybe some family and friends. So I think that's the best, the one thing that gets you through it is just talking about it, because if you keep it bottled up inside, then it's really not healthy. So talking about it would be my way of dealing with it. But again, there are things that you'll never forget, sights that you'll never forget, people that you'll never forget, good and bad.
Well, you have to be compassionate at the same time as be firm.
Yes.
Sometimes, you have to choose when to do that.
Right.
And sometimes it's not that easy, is it? To try to figure people out quickly enough to...
It's not. And that kind of comes with experience. I mean, this will be my 5th year, so I don't have a ton of experience, but that comes with experience. You have to just be able to know when to flip that switch, so to speak. And turn, we wear so many different hats, as people like to say. So whether it's your community policing hat or any other one of your other various hats.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I wanted to ask you more about being a summer special. What was that like, and what did you learn from that, and does that still carry with you?